Welcome to another episode. I'm Zaben, your host for the day. Well, whatever. For the past few weeks, I have been experiencing scared, the word scared. And every time I experience it, of course, I allow myself to sit with the scared version of me, right? So there are many, it's interesting how the word scared could be in any form. Like it exists, what I was experiencing, and I'll tell you how to work with your scared version too, because I had an epiphany. So it's been scared, right? And scared goes in all directions. It's not like, so for example, I'm scared to fail. I'm also scared to succeed, which was interesting when I was like scared to fail. I get it. Scared to succeed. I also get it. Yet how could I be scared of both outcomes, right? Scared, here I wrote the few down so I can remember, right? I'm scared to live and I'm scared to die, right? Like, oh, I'm not really scared to die. But this is just an analogy, right? For everybody else who's got the polar opposites, but the same word applies to both directions, right? I'm scared to be right and I'm scared to be wrong. I'm scared to be bad and I'm scared to be good, right? I'm scared to do this and I'm also scared to do that. I'm scared to be this and I'm scared to be that, right? So it's like scared in both directions. So then I was like, oh, this is so interesting. Like the word scared keeps showing up and there is a scared little me. Like a few months ago, I think it was terrified. But now it's scared. It's like scared. Scared to do it wrong. I'm scared to do it right. So basically what I understood is, let's take scared to fail and scared to succeed. So scared to fail. It's like, makes sense. I'm scared to fail. Who isn't on the planet scared to fail, right? So I'm scared to fail because if I fail, it just makes me feel that I'm unworthy, I don't deserve, nobody loves me, I'm unlovable, I have no value, all the stuff that come with I'm scared to fail, right? Means I'm a failure, basically. And then I noticed I'm also scared to succeed. I was like, that's interesting. I sat with that for a little bit. I'm like, oh yeah. Scared works with success and failure equally within me. Therefore, if I'm scared of something, then I'm definitely scared of the opposite of it. That's basically it, right? So scared to succeed. Yeah, because if I succeed, what if I don't have time for my kids? What if I don't have energy? What if I'm not in the mood? What if my life gets overwhelming? So both exist. Scared to fail, scared to succeed, right? Both are unknowns and both I'm scared of, right? Scared to be a bad person. Of course, who isn't scared to be a bad person, right? If I'm a bad person, I'll hurt people's feelings. I'll, feel guilty and I just, feel guilty and ashamed of myself. And so I don't want to be a bad person. I'm scared to be a bad person. But of course, only naturally, the other side of that must also be scared. I'm scared, therefore both opposites need to exist. I'm scared to be a bad person. I'm also scared to be a good person, which is interesting. Think about it. What would be scary about being a good person? Nothing good happens. Good people have it worse off. If I'm a good person, I'm going to be suffocated. I'm never allowed to do anything wrong. I have to make sure that everybody's doing well. There's too much pressure on me to maintain this goodness, right? And it's just, there's also scared there. So I was like, wow. So it's interesting to see both angles. So if I'm scared of failure, Let me look, where does the scared exist in success? It must, right? Because we're polarity. If I'm feeling one emotion and I split it up, I'm going to notice that I feel it in all departments of my life, right? So I was in the shower, and as I was in the shower, there was something else that was happening. I was going into this whole state of wanting to surrender. Like, like the universe, God was showing me all, I asked a question. I'm like, dear God, please, make it clear. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know who I am, and I don't know where to go, and I don't know what to do anymore. Like, it's just, there's a lot happening energetically on the planet and personally and everything that it's like, I don't know. And then surrender was the thing, the word, the whatever was popping up and showing up in front of me was surrender. Surrender, surrender, surrender. I was like, interesting, surrender. So I'm like, okay, let me figure out surrender. Let me surrender to life. Let me surrender to God. Let me surrender to my creator. Let me surrender to the flow of life. Let me just surrender to whatever it is without me needing things, right? So I was in the shower. So now I've got scared and surrender. Not surprising, they both start with S. So I'm in the shower, and then I'm like, scared, and I started to say all the things I'm scared of, right? Scared of failure, scared of success, scared of this and scared of that, and whatever was showing up for me. I don't remember now because I think I released a lot. And then scared of surrender showed up, right? Surrender, scared. And all this, I'm under the water, under the shower. I told you water is magic for me. So I was like just moving sideways. That's what my body wanted to do. And I felt like I'm in the shower, like the shower's here, and then I go, surrender, scared, surrender, scared. It's like through the veil, both exist, right? Surrender, scared, scared to surrender, scared to surrender, right? Scared to surrender. And I kept going on in the shower. I'm scared to surrender, right? Surrender is scary, right? Scared to surrender, surrendering is scary. Scared to surrender, surrendering is scary. I was like, wow, this is really insightful. So I'm also scared to surrender, and surrendering is scary, which led me into what is so scary about surrendering. It's stepping into the unknown. It's me not taking control anymore of anything, which scared me so much, not to control my day, right? To just surrender to the way the day is and move with it, right? Without having my mind tell me otherwise, right? Or judge the situation. And by saying this, the scared version of me calmed down when I added it with surrender. Why? Because I recognized I was allowing myself to speak my truth to me and say that I am scared to surrender, and surrendering is scary, right? To allow myself to see that aspect within me clearly and not judge it. Because the old me would have been like, you're pathetic. You're scared to surrender. You got all these signs to surrender, and now you're scared to surrender? Like, how could you be scared of surrendering? What is wrong with you? Just surrender. What is wrong with you? Blah, 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 blah. You're always scared. You're this and that painful experience within me would have not been accepted. But because I surrendered to scared, and I surrendered to being afraid to surrender, I surrendered to it. So surrender is a big thing for me right now. It is an experience. I'm experiencing the ways of surrendering. So I just ordered the book by Michael Singer, The Surrender Experiment. I was like, it was That's a miraculous story, which a few days ago I was walking. I was like, oh, I'll listen to this YouTuber who I like a lot. And I listen to her whenever the calling comes, and it wouldn't play. Like every time I would press play, it would skip and go to Michael Singer. It would skip and go to Michael Singer. I was like, what is this? I've never heard Michael Singer before. I've seen him, but I wasn't called to anything, right? So I pressed play and I heard, and I was like, and it was, for me, all about surrender. But it wasn't about the experiment of surrender. It was just a YouTube where he was talking, and I was like, that is true surrender. That is what it looks like. So I was being responded to. I asked a question and it came to me, even though I was in resistance to it. So I'm like, no, I want to hear her, And at some point I just said, oh, wait, there's something calling me to listen to this instead. And I accepted, which meant I surrendered to it instead of putting my will into it and my forceful, like my little puny mind saying, no, you're supposed to listen to this, right? So I thanked my mind. I'm like, thank you. I know you really desired that, but something else is showing up from source and I'd rather do that. So I ordered the book. It's been 5 days since then. Yeah, I ordered the book today, but I heard that 6 days ago. So I've been experiencing the whole, scared with surrender. So basically, what I would like to share with you is this. There's a deep, deep, deep desire and need for us to surrender to our emotions, no matter what they are. Even if the emotion is scared of the word surrender, even in that where the word surrender isn't scared, is tied up with scared, even that, lavish it with, I surrender even to being scared of surrendering. Can you imagine how powerful that is? To surrender to being scared of surrendering. So find it in your hearts to open yourself up to you, to open yourself up to whatever it is you're feeling, and to offer it the kindness that you would a child, the kindness of giving it its space, breathing space within you, right? Offer any emotion that shows up, the surrendering of you to it. I surrender to my sadness. I surrender to being scared. Now, I remember when I first said it in the shower, I surrender to scared. The first thing my brain said is, are you kidding me? You're going to surrender to scared. You're going to get stuck in there. And scared is going to be your space of life. How are you going to live when you're constantly scared? And as I told my brain, thank you so much. I know you're trying to protect me and I love you. And I love you deeply. And if you want to know how to do that and the little techniques I offer, and what does it mean? Why am I talking this way? Just look at the video. I'm not going to repeat it here. Just watch the video I have linked here at the end of the video, and I think in the information tab. Just watch that to understand where I'm coming from, which will so help you. So I thanked my mind. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you so much. I love that. However, I do surrender to scared. And I'm the being within this body, and the being right now is surrendering to scared. And as I went in the shower and did that, then all of a sudden I found my body doing the infinity sign. I was like going in 8s under it. It's like I was locking it in. It was like I was feeling that surrender to scared and not being afraid of it. So I was doing like the infinity signs with my body, right? And it just all just merged and felt like it sunk in. And now I'm completely surrendered to scared. And somehow, now thinking about it, because this just happened today, the whoo aha moment. The scared version of me, there's no charge there somehow. Like I don't feel the charge of scared, which I've been having for, as I told you, for weeks, maybe months, I'm not even sure. But by the time I was aware of it, right? Because as we keep discovering versions of ourselves. Yeah, no. I'm just going to see how scared shows up in different things, right? But for now, all the list of scared I was in, even scared to surrender, has transformed because I saw it. I accepted it. I said I surrender to it, and there was no more fight. There's no more argument that I'm not supposed to be scared anymore. Right? There's just, okay, there it is, and here you are, and here you are, the scared little me, and I surrender to you. I'm not going to fight you anymore. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to blame you. I'm not going to shame you. I'm surrendering to you. So my theme of the month, I think I'm going to do another 90 days of this, is I'm going to surrender. You know, I've been doing it for a few days and it feels delicious, scary, delicious. And yet now, not so scary. Okay, so try surrendering to your emotions. That is my message of today. See what happens when an emotion rises and you say, I surrender to sadness. Hello, I am experiencing sadness and I surrender to its wisdom. Hello, right? I'm experiencing scared and I surrender to its wisdom. Hello. That's it. That's it. Please let me know how this feels for you. How did it work? Just being so more peaceful with self and with whatever shows up and surrendering to it. All right. Take care and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.